San Francisco is so full of crap, it's giving every fish a dirt nap. Aww. I know. Yeah, here's the scoop on SF's leading export, poop. Huh. Human excrement, my nickname for my interns, is also apparently feeding a major algae growth in the Bay Area. Basically, they're creating a floating island of poop. I know, Charlie, it sounds awesome, but hold on. It's killing thousands of fish, and that's bad. At first, scientists blamed climate change for the algae that showed up in July, but now they're pointing the finger at the 85 million gallons of fecal matter being pumped daily into the Bay Area, and that's just from Nancy Pelosi's house. Thought I was going to say ass, didn't you? But apparently, sewage treatment plants are so old and inept, they can't handle the load. Sounds like the president. But the problem has gotten so bad, tens of thousands of fish are dying, and it's going to cost California $14 billion to upgrade the sewage system. We caught up with one of the main culprits.
So the city has this algae problem. Do you feel responsible?
Hey, I can't take all the credit. I'm just one small cog in the massive San Fran machine. But I do want to shout out my sponsors, Starbucks, Chipotle, and major props to Buffalo Wild Wings.
So no remorse at all, and no plans to curb this behavior?
Oh, absolutely not. San Francisco was just the tip of the turdberg. We're taking this on the road. This fall, I've got stops in Utah. We're dropping those kids off right in that Salt Lake, baby. Let's see, I also want to off the St. Louis Arch, and we're definitely in the Alamo. They're going to remember it now.
Anything else?
What can I say? I'm franchising, I'm merchandising, so y'all better be sanitizing. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Turdman of Alcatraz at geocities.edu.
Yep. Cyrus, you knew we were going to do this story.
Oh, I think everyone in this building knew you were going to do this.
When I thought Poop Island, well, I was like, we're in this.
Yeah, you were in knee deep.
I was in, yes, yeah. Isn't it amazing how everything in the Bay Area is now like turning into poop? Like it's all about poop.
Well, I mean, it's California in general is just loaded, and bubonic plague is back.
Yeah.
From that, and what sucks is that algae. It sucks up all the oxygen. It doesn't just kill the fish; it makes the water toxic, which eventually will end up back in your homes. So then our children will have problems with their teeth. They'll have problems growing because the water is going to be so toxified. So it's a horrible problem. And again, it's only in California. Anywhere else, they could probably fix something with a couple $1 million. Why is in California it's always $14 billion to fix anything? And even then, they never fixed it. I used to go to the LA Zoo when I was a kid. It's still under construction.
Well, they have to hire all the DEI officers to make sure the poop is shuffled in an equitable way.
Yeah, that is true. Why can't this is the world, Corey, this is the world's like richest zip code and they can't handle their own poop. What's up?
I mean, well, it doesn't surprise me all that much. I do avoid San Francisco like the bubonic plague because you go into the streets and there's excrement all over the place. So it wasn't surprising that you have all these problems, but I think they're going to fix their problem themselves with their big government policies and increasing taxes, because this is already driving people away. Look, they're saying that this problem is caused by high population density, and people are already leaving. The U.S. Census Bureau already reported from 2020 to 2021, San Francisco was the number one major city with the biggest population loss over that period, 6% loss.
Amazing.
So they keep driving people away. This problem will solve itself in the long run.
I have to disagree with you, though. I think the homeless are pooping on the streets to save the fish.
That's right.
From having to live any longer?
Yes. No, it's like they know that they don't want to grow the algae bloom, so they're pooping on the streets.
They're
just
pro-algae.
That coming, did you?
No, I don't think anyone saw that coming.
Yes.
No, it's amazing, but you can't divorce it from the politics.
Yeah.
I mean, these cities are the resume of Democrats, every one of them. Everything they touch turns to Calcutta.
Yeah.
And, the idea of clean drinking water and a closed sewage system is like a hallmark of civilization.
Yeah.
And in all of these Democrat-led cities, they are abandoning basic civilization. I do think it's kind of interesting. One little aspect of this is that at a time that a lot of people don't talk about this, but we also are having a war on fertilizer.
Yes.
In this country, and it's going to cause massive problems that we can only begin to imagine right now. And you have a problem with too much fertilizer winding up in the bay.
Yes.
And farmers literally cannot afford fertilizer to grow their crops in the rest of the country. And
a pipeline, you're saying? You're talking about a pipeline. A poop pipeline. Charlie, is that where you were going, right? That's where you were going. A poop pipeline from the Bay Area to the farms.
I think there's something there, but I'm not going to go on this business venture with you.
You realize you can't come back, right? You're banned.
That is a brilliant idea. And I think it should be called the gut pipeline.
I think it's great. The Gutfeld pipeline is great.
Yeah, comes through your gut, pooping out into the farms, composting.
I really like this job. I did.
Emily, I think this is also what happens when you blame everything on one thing, like they blame everything on climate change or Republicans or racism, and then you never solve underlying problems. This could have been solved if somebody said, hey, look, we have a problem with our sanitation system. But no, it's climate change.
Yeah, it's when common sense flies out the window. This breaks my heart. You know, I'm from there. You know, that my grandparents immigrated from Sicily to San Francisco. And then now it literally is a piece of The reason that it used to be, you know, the most beautiful city in the world, right? It was absolutely stunning. It was so expensive to live there, right? They shut out and pushed out a lot of working class families because all of a sudden the rich wanted to live there. And to me, it's such an analogy. The marina is actually a landfill.
Right.
You know, they built it on to begin with, and it reminds me sort of that movie Shallow Hal, that awesome movie where the inside of you, it shows the inside of you, and here the actual inside, their terrible policies, their oversimplification, their refusal to use common sense, the power hungry, the power grab of Gavin Newsom and those 5 families of Nancy Pelosi and Kamala, everyone that grew up from there in the political scene that actually was never serving working class Americans. Now the inside is showing out, and the fish are dying, and it's all filled with crap, and we're supposed to accept it. Note that the cost, by the way, that's passed on to the taxpayers.
There you go.
Yeah.
Lady's got a mouth on her. We're going to have a talk later about your dirty mouth. Coming up, she won Grand Slams in Wimbledon, but thinks that I'm a simpleton.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.